Chris Granner returns to pinball. Fishtails 2.0 reveal. Stern sponsors Comedy Festival.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Houston, and I'm the editor of Pinball Magazine. And I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Martin Ayob, and I'm the editor of Pinball News. But why are we talking like this, Jonathan?
Because it's been a slow month.
Well, in that case, we better speed back up to normal and then we can get through all the news that there has been quite quickly. So,
Okay.
Yes, welcome. Welcome, everybody.
Yes.
We're back at normal
Hello.
speed. Yay. Yes, welcome to the April 2026 Pinball Industry News PINcast with Jonathan and myself. We are here to bring you all the exciting events, they're reasonably exciting events that took place in this month of April, and or last month of April as it is now. And as Jonathan says, a slow month for news. No real exciting news, but several things that are interesting, and which you may not have picked up on across the month. So that's why we're here.
Right, and let's start things off with the exciting news, at least I find that exciting, that Chris Granner, legendary sound designer and programmer and so on back in the Williams days, is returning to pinball after a long absence.
Yes, indeed. He's going to be leading the sound direction for the new Yukon Yeti game from Turner Pinball. Now it was announced that he is returning to pinball after 20 years of doing sound and music for video games. But in fact, I heard that and I thought, hang on, he was back as part of the Jersey Jack team when they started. So I did a bit of checking,
that's true. But it's also true that he did 20 years of video games.
He did do 20 years of video games alongside that as well, but he did do sound design for, and I guess music as well, for Jersey Jack Pinball's The Wizard of Oz back in 2013, alongside Rob Berry. Okay, so 13 years.
Other than that game, it was like 20 years because he did the original music for Dennis Nordman's Whitewater game.
Yes, that's right.
One of many games that he worked on while working at or for Williams back in the day, and so it's only very fitting that now that this Yukon Yeti designed by Dennis Nordman is brought back into life, coming from the ashes of Deep Root Pinball, if you will, that Chris is doing the sound. Although I do feel a little bit sorry for whoever produced the music for the current version of the game.
Yes, that was one of the things I asked Chris when the game was first launched, exactly who was doing the sound, and he was a bit cagey about it at the time, saying that he'll give more details on that later. So, maybe we did hear some of the music. We didn't hear an awful lot of music when we played the game in Texas because of the nature of the environment. But It's also worth mentioning that according to the information from Turner, it says that Chris will lead the audio direction while he is teaming up with Adam Gubman, who he has worked with before on other projects, and Adam will drive the composition and implementation. So I guess it's kind of like, like Chris
when
would be
Greg Ferrer is.
Yeah, I was going to say like an art director, really.
Yes.
Who's working with artists and making sure that it all comes together as a cohesive package. Well, I guess that's what Chris is doing, using his many years of experience and knowledge of pinball sound, and working with Adam and in order to make sure that all the all the whole thing comes together as you'd expect in a pinball machine, which is has some unique aspects to it, of course.
Yes. So, but regardless, I find it exciting to see that Chris Turner reached out to, at least that's what I'm assuming here, to Chris Granner to see like, hey, we're doing this Dennis Nordman game. Would you like to be on board? Something along those lines, I suspect. So, yeah, it could very interesting.
I mean, were it not already done, you would sort of speculate whether you would have reached out to John Yelsey as well and see whether he could do the art for the game, seeing as they could then bring Dennis, Chris, and John from Whitewater back together to do Yukon Yeti. But of course, the art for Yukon Yeti is already done.
They're basically bringing the band back together, you're saying?
Yeah, kind of, but at least two of the members anyway.
Yeah. So, oh well, I think it's great news, and that's not all the news there is from Turner Pinball. No.
Tell us more.
Oh, there is definitely more. They did post a response to something that we're going to talk about later on. As Stern has been hyping their Pokemon game to insider connected operators, saying that their Pokemon game is out earning every other pinball machines by 2.5 times. To which Arcade Legacy responded with an image, and they basically saying that they added Merlin's Arcade. That's not the Yukon Yeti game we were just discussing, but the previous one from Turner Pinball. They added that game to the lineup, and the results have been incredible. It outperformed Pokemon. For at least 2 weeks in a row. So, and that's quite rare for a new game, especially since it did better the second week than the first week. Because usually when it's a new game, people play it once, and apparently they keep coming back for more because they like it so much. So that's, good news for Turner Pinball.
Yeah, and that's Merlin's Arcade, which is not even their current game. So it's
they're still building it, but
yes, I say it's good that it's still available should people want to get in on it and see if it performs as well for them.
Oh yeah. So so if you're an operator and you're interested in making loads and loads of money on operating pinball, then maybe you should get a Merlin's Arcade by Turner Pinball.
Well, certainly sounds like it's worth giving it a shot.
Or if you believe Stern, you should buy a Pokemon.
Yeah, okay. Well, in that case, we should maybe move over to Stern and see what the news is from them this month. Because
there was surprisingly little. They
were already covered the main feature.
Yes. I think the biggest news was they were a lifestyle sponsor because, of course, Stern, as we all know, is a lifestyle brand.
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah.
And they were the sponsor or a lifestyle sponsor for the Key West Comedy Festival in Key West, Florida,
which is apparently, I'm told, pronounced Quest rather than Key West, which is how I originally.
I'll leave the rest of the news to you.
Well, several of the Stern team members went down to Key West in Florida, including Jack Danger. They've been doing lots of social media posts about it. The Quest Comedy Festival is run by a comedian called Brian Q. Quinn, who might be a slightly familiar name to some people because he's been a long-time collaborator with Stern Pinball and is the main voice in the King Kong Myth of Terror Island game. Oh. And he is a stand-up comedian. He appears in a cable TV show called Impractical Jokers, I believe. And this is, I think, his sort of home ground down in Key West. And there was a whole weekend, 2 or 3 days long festival held in a theatre down there, where it's basically wall to wall comedians and comedy turns. And as part of that, they had a number of sponsors, which, as you correctly said, Stern were a lifestyle sponsor for it. And as part of that, Stern went down there, as I said, with a team of about 4 or 5 people. They also set up a whole bunch of games in one of the local bars down there and ran Insider Connect high school tournaments on those as well. Now, if you want to see more about this, we're fortunate that Mick Brown, reporter and collaborator on Pinball News, happened to be in the area at the time and ran into the Stern team in one of the bars there and found out all about what's going on. And you can read his report.
How much did Mick have to drink before he met them?
Well, he wasn't really there. Just happened to be in one of the main bars there doing a report.
Yeah, because
they had pinball machines there.
Hence my question.
I can't tell you. I wasn't there.
Oh, right. Okay. So,
unfortunately, I kind of wish I was.
How fortunate for anyone basically. You hang out in a bar and Stern shows up with a bunch of pinball machines.
I know, exactly, and then they're down there for a whole weekend for a comedy festival, and right. In between doing their acts on the stage at the festival, quite a lot of the comedians would come along to the bar and join the Stern team and play some pinball as well. So it sounded like a good time to be down in Key West.
Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of funny, I'm not sure whether it's that funny, but videos on Stern's Facebook and probably Instagram as well. So.
Yes, I saw they got a lot of coverage out of that event. There's probably, 6, 7, 8 videos of various kinds.
Yeah, at this, there were so many videos. I'm now wondering whether the Quest Comedy Festival isn't more of a lifestyle sponsor for Stern.
Yes, I think it's a good collaboration between the two of them, because I think the actual comedy festival was limited in number of tickets that were sold. I think like 250 tickets, and they were pretty expensive as well. So obviously trying to appeal to that market, I suppose. But hey, it's spreading pinball to a new audience, which is what.
Comedy and pinball has always been a good combination, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not sure which of the recent titles would particularly appeal in that regard, but
Deadpool is the closest, I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so that was Stern down in Key West in Florida, in Florida Keys.
Yes, and as mentioned, Stern did send out a memo, or whatever you want to call it, a mailing message, whatever it is, to their Insider Connected Pro operators, obviously trying to sell more Pokemon games, saying that Pokemon is the fastest selling game in their entire history. And by entire history, we mean the past 25 years. So not the Data East and the Sega titles, those have to be excluded. And they're saying it's just not just a popular title, it's a revenue blockbuster. Pokemon is currently earning 2.5 times more than other machines, making it the highest returning pinball machine of the last 25 years. I'm not sure whether that's a good statement, because that also says something about the games you made for the last 25 years.
Well, yes, there's always the flip side. Yes.
Yes. So Pokemon is bringing a whole new generation to commercial locations and accelerating the commercial pinball renaissance. Make it yours now.
Oh,
So, oh well.
Although they also say
That
that the initial quantities have all sold out, so maybe you can't pick
yeah,
up yours now.
that doesn't make any sense with me. So,
I mean, get your order in now,
yeah,
so they can print all the
we need
small
to
parts.
sell more games. So order one, please.
Yeah. Talking
oh
of
well.
trying to sell more games,
Yeah,
I think Stern's focus has, apart from on the Pokemon side, has also been in trying to improve their sales in Europe. And as we've spoken about in the past, by setting up a European base in Amsterdam, which John
which still has
Biscaglia
to take place, but still,
will eventually be moving
hopefully.
to. Yeah, and they have made a number of changes and will continue to be making a number of changes to their importation and distribution agreements across Europe.
Yes.
We will,
Which basically means that it doesn't matter how much or how long you have been partnering with Stern Pinball. That's all water under the bridge now. We allow anybody to sell.
Yeah. Yes. If I think we will see some announcements coming up over the next few weeks and months, which will change the way which Stern Pinball will be available across Europe. So we'll bring you more news on that when it's actually announced. But just a heads up.
But you heard it here first.
That's right. Yeah, we can't say any more about it at this moment, but we will in due course. And which brings us, of course, to the most exciting part of the whole PINcast, really. It's where we get to talking about
please do tell me, is it code updates?
It is. It is. Oh, isn't it exciting? I can tell. I can hear it in your voice. Yes. Although, unfortunately, like as with the rest of the industry, it's been a relatively quiet month for the new code. I don't know if it's because everybody's been in Key West, but no, only 2 games got updates this month. Dungeons and Dragons: Tyrant's Eye got version 1.0.00.
It's about time.
Yes, on the 2nd of April, that was. Not April Fool's Day, the day after. It gets the new challenge mode, Infinity Dungeon Crawl, available through the gameplay menu. New Belongings Looping Awards on the left orbit. New Mystery Awards, new speed runs. A speed run is how long it takes you to play a full campaign with one of the characters from the very beginning to the end. The Insider Connected Dungeons & Dragons website will show your current speedrun times for all your characters. There's also a whole bunch of new speech, a few rule changes, and a big list of bug fixes, which is not that surprising considering what a complex game it is and the number of characters and how they all interact with each other. So that's Dungeons & Dragons. And the other one was Star Wars Fall of the Empire, version 0.96, came out on the 16th. Added new bonus missions for Luke, the droids, Lando, and Han. New Death Star 2 multi-ball, which is different rules to the first Death Star multi-ball, first time you play it. As a new feature adjustments.
I thought it was there were multiple
the
Death
second
Stars.
Death Star. Yes.
Yes.
When they rebuilt it. No, it's just the second time you play it. It's not the same as the first time. With minor changes. No, it's quite different. And quite a lot of other rule changes and a few bug fixes too. And that's all the code for Stern for the month of April.
Okay.
So we move on.
No, we move up.
Move up. Oh, where are we moving up to?
Well, we're moving up to Hexa Pinball in France.
Yeah.
They, of course, revealed, they did reveal the Three Musketeers. Unfortunately, not as planned at the Texas Pinball Festival. We covered that last month. But, of course, life goes on, and so goes the reveal of the game. Gameplay videos of the Three Musketeers are out there now. The game was also presented at the German Pinball Expo in Bielefeld. The Flip Expo show in Le Tréport, which I missed again.
Yeah,
that was in France, by the way. And the Pinfest in Allentown. And if you're curious, the next stop will be the Austrian Pinball Festival in Vauclabruck. And then there will be 3 French events in May, June, and July. And who knows where the game's currently residing in America. will end up as well, because there's more shows coming up there as well. So who knows? Somebody might bring them there.
Yes, it wasn't. It wasn't sort of. There was a list of events where the game will be shown in Europe, but there wasn't really the equivalent in the US. So maybe that hasn't been worked out yet. But yes, a lot coming up, and I'm looking forward to actually getting to play the game soon. I did watch some gameplay videos, but I found
let's hear your take on what you've experienced so far.
Well, okay. Well, my takeaway from that was it's got some really great lighting effects on it. There's all obviously RGB lighting throughout, and they use it very well. But a lot of the choreography of the game, to me, seemed to need synchronizing with what was on the display. So when you were shooting things, the display wasn't necessarily giving you any feedback about that, and there wasn't much in the way of call-outs either for that. Some of the more dramatic moments, such as the start of the main multi-ball, for instance, which you lock the third ball and it just kind of happens. And then while it's releasing all the balls on the display, it does the animation that says multi-ball start. But nobody's going to be looking at that. They'll be looking at what the balls are doing as they're coming towards flippers. There's a lot more information needed to tell you what you've hit and what you need to hit. But as I say, the playfield shots look fun, the lighting looks excellent, and there's a lot of potential in this game. If they need to improve on their display effects, I think, and general overall game choreography between what's happening on the playfield and the multimedia side of it. But the good thing is it's a new game, and they've got plenty of time to do that. So let's hope they do, because certainly with Space Hunt, I think they did a good job with that game. So they're perfectly capable of doing it.
Yeah, although I have to say, also with Space Hunt, choreography is not as good as with certain other companies. Let's put it like that.
No, I think it kind of, that too, to an extent, lacks the sort of dramatic moments of the game. You know, when you do something, when you make an achievement, it's kind of not really much of a celebration of achievement, which is what you're trying to get with pinball, isn't it? You're trying to finish an event and get a reward for it. And if you don't get a multimedia, sound, lighting, and display effect for it, then it feels a bit of a letdown.
Right. Oh well. So that's it for Hexa Pinball for the month of April. We look forward to seeing more feedback on the Three Musketeers from upcoming events, as mentioned. And we're moving on to American Pinball. Okay,
so, not a huge amount of news from American Pinball this month. They've been at a few shows, the Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee, and also at Pintastic in New England, where they had a seminar. Looking forward to watching that before we recorded this PINcast, but unfortunately it's not yet on the Pintastic New England YouTube channel. But other seminars are, and certainly seminars from previous years are there, so I'm sure they will. That seminar will appear in due course. So keep an eye out on the YouTube channel for Pintastic New England, all one word, and you'll be able to see the other seminars from that show, and eventually the American Pinball one too. But in the meantime, American Pinball posted on their socials that they had a high school tour of the factory, where all the pupils came and saw how pinball is made, and pinball was being made indeed, and as they were producing Hot Wheels and Houdini on two separate lines. Right. So that's good to see. Good to see pinball being made. I don't know if it was just coincided with the school factory tour that they made sure that the lines were busy at that time, or whether they were running all the time. But nice to see those two titles, the very first and one of the better titles, I think, with Hot Wheels, both in production.
Right. Makes me wonder whether they were sort of reaching out for high school kids to come work at the factory.
Child labor. Yeah.
Well. Yeah. It's not rocket science, and if you want to make a bug and you don't want to flip burgers, then why not?
Yeah, also might bring some of the next generation of pinball designers and programmers and
Yeah,
mechanical engineers
those youngsters that
on
don't know
board.
yet that they're going to be a pinball designer someday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Can't get them too early, as they say. So yeah,
Yeah,
so I
well,
think
the best way to lure them in is looking for test players.
yes, yeah, indeed.
That's
Okay,
how it worked in the old days. So,
right.
and yeah.
I think
Oh,
that wraps
oh
it up
well,
pretty much with American pinball at the moment. So
yeah.
as there's not
All
a lot
right,
more news, we can move on.
Barrels of Fun then in Houston, Texas.
Yes, again, not a huge amount of information from them this month, although what was exciting was they did have some new code.
Woo, woo!
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you're
Last
really
month,
spoiling me now.
we had for one of the code for one of their earlier games, but this month we have their latest title, Winchester Mystery House, is got a big update. Actually, really big update, adding angry spirits to the mix of gameplay. These appear when you fail to complete a room. Spirit battles have been added, and spirit reckoning when you have 3 angry spirits on the loose, you failed on 3 rooms. Just all my information suddenly disappeared. Okay,
Oh, no,
and a new
it was I.
Echoes mini wizard mode as well, which along with the the shattered threshold mode, which is available once you played Echoes. There are new callouts, new lighting effects, and display effects, as well as multiple behavioural changes and a big long list of bug fixes too. So nice to see Winchester Mystery House getting a big update like that, and again, look forward to playing that fairly soon.
I wonder where, because there's hardly any in Europe, but it's good that you're looking forward to it. No, it's
Well,
a fun
I
game.
expect to be able to play it in a couple of weeks, but we can get.
I'm guessing Austria.
Yeah, yes, I think you could be right. I'm hoping so, but it's not
Right,
confirmed yet. But we get onto that a bit later.
right. Okay, so moving on, as there's not much else to report on from Barrels of Fun. And in case you were wondering, as we visited Barrels of Fun last month, how come there was no What's Cooking with David Van Ness? Well, David already shared his favorite recipe. Yeah, before that, so we figured it would not be a good idea to ask him again.
Yes, very tasty cake.
And nobody else was available, so.
Okay, so no What's Cooking this month, but we will bring you another edition fairly soon, I'm sure.
Yes.
In the meantime,
we can ask Martin what Martin's cooking tonight.
Oh, I don't think anybody wants to know that because I don't know what I'm cooking tonight yet.
Oh,
so we're going to find out later.
right.
Anyway,
okay.
Moving on to Multimorphic, and who we also visited when we were down in Texas last month. No, a month before actually, in March for the Texas Pinball Festival. And
where
of course,
Jerry actually did share a recipe.
Exactly, and they shared that on their socials as well. So thank you, the Multimorphic team there for publicising that. But other than that, there's no real news except that their distributor Wise Trailer have been representing them at Pinbrew and Pinfest shows. Pinbrew in both of them in Pennsylvania. Wise Trailer, interesting to note, I think started off just selling Multimorphic or being a reseller for Multimorphic games, but now seem to be resellers of both American Pinball, Barrels of Fun, and Turner Pinball games as well. So really getting into the pinball side of their business rather than the trailers, which is what they're named up for. But that was it really. They've been taking the Portal game around and has been generating a lot of very positive feedback. I think people loving Portal,
and rightfully so.
Okay. Well, that was it, really, for Multimorphic. So
okay, so then we have Spooky Pinball in Benton, Wisconsin, and of course we don't need to remind you that they're the best pinball company in Benton, Wisconsin.
Allegedly, yes.
Yeah. That's what you get when you have no competition.
However,
but it's not fair to say, because they are making very fun games. Apparently with Pinball at the Beach and the Texas Pinball Festival, the Pinball Festival season really has kicked off, resulting in Spooky attending both the Midwest Gaming Classic, which is sort of their home show, and Pintastic New England. Pinball Store, their main distributor in the US, has also been representing them at Allentown Pinfest.
Yep.
So, And, this is right up your alley. There's new code for both Evil Dead and Beetlejuice.
There is indeed. Evil Dead gets it's Hail to the King Wizard mode added in the latest version, and that also adds a whole bunch of new speech, new sound effects, a few scrolling adjustments, and the usual bug fixes. Meanwhile, Beetlejuice, their current title in production, sold out, of course, as well, gets new Singing in the Stairwell mini wizard mode, along with some extra feature and menu adjustments, more minor things. But Beetlejuice we can expect, I think, to get some more updates to that as well as the game develops. But nice to see Evil Dead getting its wizard mode at last. So great news from Spooky, and I think that pretty much wraps it up for them for this month.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, Hail to the King Wizard mode. Who is King Wizard?
Well, perhaps that's whoever the player is. No, but I can't really answer that.
Okay. So then we have a little bit of news from Jersey Jack Pinball. You might have heard them. They did this fantastic Harry Potter game. Yeah,
and they've been pushing that continuously ever since they launched it, and understandably so. It's a huge seller for them, as we understand. Obviously, they don't release actual production or sales numbers because, they're still making it and they're still selling it, so they'll be out of date. Anyway, they are continuing to push it anyway on social media, and one of their most recent posts comes, I should say, from the Lyric Theatre on Broadway in New York, where Tom Felton reprises his role of Draco Malfoy from the movie in the stage production of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And in the video that Jersey Jack had put on the social media feed, he's seen enthusing over a specially signed and dedicated machine which is set up backstage at the theatre. So it's a nice promo video to watch on. I saw it on their Facebook page, but it might be on other feeds as well, probably on YouTube too. And
now, and when you say signed pinball machine, just to clarify, the design team signed it. It's not signed by their Harry Potter actors or anything like that.
Oh, not yet. I mean, it could be.
Yeah, there was room. That's definitely true. Yeah. So the only thing that surprised me, because it was a beautiful video, very nicely edited and so on, and of course Jack Ranieri was there, Eric Meunier was there, and Tom Felton seemed very enthusiastic about the game. And then it turns out that it's basically set up backstage for the cast to enjoy.
Yes.
Which is nice, but why not put it in the foyer where your visitors can actually play the game?
That will be down to the theatre, of course. They may not want that in the foyer.
Right. Well, that just crossed my mind. I don't want to think anything negative of it, but I was just like, okay, that's a limited audience, and why would you put it in an area that's not accessible to the general public, while you could have the general public play it?
Yes. Well, maybe a smart operator would put one there too. That makes sense.
Are you listening, smart operator?
Meanwhile, JJP have been over at the Pintastic New England show. And
yes.
where Jack, Steve Ritchie, and Mark Seiden held a panel or a seminar there, and
Yes.
you watched it, as I understand.
Well, I took some takeaways from it.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and let me also say that Eric Meunier was also present. He did a solo presentation on the making of Harry Potter. I think similar to the one that we've seen in at the Texas Pinball Show. So it would not be right to mention that Eric, because he was not part of the seminar I'm about to discuss, that he didn't do anything there. No, he was present as well.
Right.
So, but then again, well, Steve Ritchie, talking when asked about his upcoming game, he said it might be the fastest one he has ever designed.
Fastest, eh?
Yeah, which made me wonder, is he referring to gameplay or the time that it took him to design the game?
I don't think it's. He's had plenty of time to make the game, given the success of Harry Potter.
Right. Well, yeah, I figured also he drew Flash on a napkin when flying from California to Chicago back in the day in 1980. So I'm guessing he's referring to the flow of the game. So it's going to be a very fast game.
He's certainly produced some fast games in the past, so it's interesting to see how fast this one is. Hopefully it's still playable for those of us with slightly reduced reaction times.
Yeah. So, and we're talking about, of course, the game that is rumored to be themed around Sonic the Hedgehog, which is never confirmed. But then again, where there's smoke, there's smoke.
Yes, so, exactly.
For the game, over 6,000 voice calls have been recorded, but they will not be using all of them. They were told up front that it would be a one-off recording session, so the only time for them to record speech or voice calls for the game, no chance at a second session, so they had to record as much as they could, which they did. And of course, if you have like I know 30 jackpot call-outs, you maybe only need 5 different ones for the game, and so the 6,000 voice calls may seem like a large number, and they have to be edited, all of them, of course, but in the end, chances are they will use a lot fewer, or
yeah, probably not even half of those.
Yes. So, and Steve's game, upcoming game, that is, will be a standard body game, not a white body. So, Mark Seiden, also present, was asked about his upcoming design. You know, the Ghostbusters design, that rumor that we helped into the world, which is absolutely not true, but then you at least know the game that we started the rumor that it was going to be Ghostbusters, but it's not. So anyway, that game, yes. So, but it was fun to start that rumor in collaboration with Mark Seiden,
and to see where it went.
Yes, and I'm sure we'll have a laugh and a beer about it upcoming Expo.
If not sooner, yes.
If not sooner, indeed. So getting back to his upcoming game design, Mark Seiden indicated that he completely scrapped his first design for that game, threw it in the trash. It was no good. He started again, and now he has a new design which shoots amazing. And also Jack has already flipped it, and he confirmed that it's a great shooting game.
Jack likes it.
Yeah, well, Jack likes it. But then again, are there any Jersey Jack games that Jack doesn't like?
I wouldn't have thought so.
No. So, and much to my surprise, it looks like Mark Seiden's game may actually still go into production this year, although I figured, with Steve's game most likely coming up June, July-ish,
Mm-hmm.
and Harry Potter still going, I figured Mark's game would be early 27 at the earliest.
Yes, I
And
thought so.
that's my personal opinion. So, but who knows? Maybe if I don't know, Steve's game. I can't imagine Steve's game not being a big seller. So
No, unless they decide to launch two titles and at the same, well, not at the same time, but overlapping. So
yeah,
start making Mark's game while Steve's is still in production.
right.
And
okay.
Harry Potter's probably still in production as well.
Well, speaking of Harry Potter, collector's editions are still available, believe it or not. Not many, but still a few. So if you're in the market and you're like, I think I missed out on a Harry Potter collector's edition, well, good fortune is with you. You might still be able to get one.
But they aren't limited in number, are they? Don't think so. I don't think there's a limit on how many they're going to make the collector's edition.
Okay, then they will be available in 5 years' time as well.
Well, maybe they're running out of parts for it, and they have to wait until they get enough orders together to do some more.
Right.
For now,
okay.
Yeah.
For now, anyway, it was mentioned in the seminar, and of course, Jack wants to sell games, so he mentioned some are still available. Not sure whether there is actually a limited supply or whether it's endless for as long as supplies last or parts last. But it's still a fun game anyway. So,
right.
If you're in the market for a Harry Potter game, and go treat yourself to the collector's ones.
Absolutely, beautiful game and plays excellently. I think before we start getting on to some other companies where there's really not much news, we should probably go back to our second headline and bring you the details of that, which was, of course, about the Fishtails 2.0 game. And the company we're talking about in this particular regard is, of course, Cardona Pinball. And they have, James Cardona's company has obviously brought us two 2.0 games before for No Good Gophers and Black Rose. And now we were saying for many months we hadn't heard any news about a third title. Well, now we have, and it is indeed, as we said earlier, it's Fishtails. Full title: Fishtails Ultimate Fishing Challenge, and that's been announced as the third upgrade kit. And the game was revealed at the Pinfest pinball show in Allentown.
Yes,
that's right. Yeah, and so it's priced at $2,200 for the upgrade kit. Obviously, you need a base Fishtails in order to upgrade it. And expressions of interest in making of the kit are now being taken through the CardonaPinball.com website, where you can also check out the new backglass or translite artwork. We don't know whether it's a backglass or translite. I'm assuming it's a translite, but it could be a real backglass. You can view that there, and that's from Brian Allen, of course, who famous for doing remakes of classic Williams-Bally artwork. And so if you go to the CardonaPinball.com, you can see the Fishtails Ultimate Fishing Challenge, and if you think you'd like to upgrade your Fishtails game, you can register your interest there, and they'll be in touch when more details and orders are actually being taken.
Right. So, and congratulations, of course, to Cardona Pinball for their third 2.0 title.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing it and playing it. Unfortunately, didn't get to play it at Pinfest. Hopefully, get to play it a little bit later in the year, maybe at Pinball Expo.
Right. Yeah, it would be fun to have all three of them lined up next together.
It would. A good idea.
Yeah. All three also have Brian Allen artwork, don't they?
No, don't think so. No.
Oh no. Black Rose, yes. No Good Goers. I don't think Brian Allen did that. Yeah.
No.
Okay, sorry for the confusion.
Okay. Now, where should we go now? We have
Pinball Brothers in Sweden.
Oh, okay. Well, there's obviously going to be a lot of news from them.
Yeah, well, with the Predator and Alien Cells now ended, when will we see the next game announced?
Or in English, as opposed to Swedish Chef. With Predator and Alien Sales now ended, when will we see the next game announced?
This is the subtitles version.
Yes, the answer is a rhetorical question because we don't know the answer to that, but we would certainly expect to see it soon. The only question really is, because obviously the manufacturing is done with Pedretti at the European Pinball Corporation in Italy, do they have a slot lined up to make the next Pinball Brothers game? And if so, when is that?
Yeah, and you're also wondering, what are they currently working on? Are they still building Funhouse? Because that seems a very good selling title for them. Also, no news on the Ligabue game that they are supposed to be running. It lacks information. So
and there's no announcement.
That's all.
No announcement from Pedretti themselves about what they're going to be making, what their next remake is going to be.
Right. So we're just in the dark, and we have no idea what to expect, when to expect it. But we know they're cooking up something.
Well, hopefully we'll get the details on what it is that they've been cooking up very soon, and we'll do what's cooking up with.
That's going to be interesting. Pedretti Pinball, we make it a pizza.
Hey, okay. Let's move on rapidly to our next company and
Wonderland Amusement.
Yeah, quite. Well, we reported last month there was a preview of their second game after the Alice Goes to Wonderland game. The second game has been previewed again. That title is World of TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, to you and I. Battle in the Sewer. This time... It's going to stink, is it? Yeah.
It's gonna. I was going to say that's going to smell nice.
So this time the game was shown at the Level Up Gaming Show in Las Vegas, but it's only a view of the cabinet and no actual artwork. Oh, no actual playfield in the game. Just a sort of drawing of what it's going to be. Instead, but I guess that's still being worked on. But we look forward to seeing it in a little more depth, maybe at shows later on in the year. However, going back to what I was talking about earlier about their first title, Alice Goes to Wonderland. Wonderland Amusement did announce on the 28th of April that they have brought out a code update for that, or going to bring out a code update for that. It's meant to be beginning of May, but apparently it's been delayed a little bit based on playtest feedback. But they say that on the 28th, they said, today Rick Sellers will be recording new audio for the Mad Hatter character that he voices in the Alice Goes to Wonderland game. And also, Wes McCraw is composing additional new music for the game. So sounds like it's going to be quite a nice update, not just a bug fix. So that should be coming out reasonably soon, but was meant to be right at the beginning of May, delayed a bit. So hopefully we can bring you full details of that in our look back at what happened in May and at the beginning of June.
Right.
So let's move on. We've already mentioned about a number of companies where there's very limited news. One new company we can add into the mix now is Killdozer Studios, who we did mention before, who are making the Monster League hockey game, the head-to-head game. Well, they're not making it; they designed it, and they're working with Ramps at Pinball to actually produce it. Before that, I have brought out some merch, some apparel. The Monster League hockey jerseys are now available. A limited run of 99 individually named and numbered jackets, priced at $350 with US shipping included. It allows you to pick the number that you want on your jersey from between 1 and 99. And also the name that you want to go with that. It's like a hockey player shirt. US purchases only unless you order it and pick it up at Pinball Expo in October. So limited run of 99. Still plenty of spots left, judging by what I saw on the most recent update, which said they listed all the numbers from 1 to 99, saying who had taken which name it was against each one, and only 28 of those have been taken so far. So if you had a particular number in mind and wanted to have a Monster League hockey jersey, then you're still in a pretty good chance. Obviously, the prime numbers, the 1, 2, and 99, and have been taken, but there's still plenty of others available. So go to have a search for Killdozer Studios on social, or also Monster League Hockey, and you'll find the details of how you can order one for yourself.
Is 69 still available?
It actually was, I think. Surprisingly,
asking for a friend.
Yeah, yes, obviously. Yes. Although maybe it's 96. I don't know. An upside down.
Right. So, interesting news. And then, you mentioned Rams. No news from Rams other than that they will be building the Killdozer game, of course. But we discussed that already last month.
That's right.
Also,
no news about the road trip game.
Yeah. Either. No. Also, no news from Vector Pinball in Australia.
No, still taking orders for their Irwin Allen's Lost in Space game, which looks very nice.
Yeah, and no news from Dutch Pinball or DPX. Also, no news from Chicago Gaming. I've been trying to reach out to Chicago Gaming myself lately. No response so far to my emails. They seem to be hard to reach. Maybe I should pick up the phone. So I might actually do that later today. So no news from Bitronic in Spain. Neither from Homepin in Taiwan or Pinball Adventures. Remember those in Canada?
Yeah, that's right. No elements out yet.
No news from Quetzal either, although I do know that Antonio is working on something.
Yeah, been working on it a long time, but it's been over a year since we saw what he was working on. And
yes, and that basically rounds it up for all the major and minor pinball manufacturers. And that brings us to the other news section.
Fantastic. Well, we can start off with some good news. Scorebit, remember them? Yes, they have launched real money tournaments. Ooh. Yes, that's right. You can win cold hard cash at 13 participating locations across the US. That was back in April, of course, which is what we're looking at in this PINcast. Was $4,000 in prizes up for grabs across those 13 locations. Entry was through the Scorebit app, and then you show up at one of the participating locations, put up your highest score, and if it's up there, then you win a share of the winnings, or indeed all the winnings from that location.
Okay, that does raise a question immediately with you.
Yes. Where's the money coming from?
No, not even that. But
no,
you sign up for the tournament. You go to a participating location. Do you have one attempt, or can you pump in $100 into a game until you have a score that you're happy with, and that counts as your highest score?
I don't think there's any limit on the number of entries. It was to drive play. If people just play once, then that's one and done. So they want to have people playing the game constantly, don't they?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay,
well, I can't
well,
answer my own
that's how you
question.
win the tournament, kids.
Yeah.
You just make sure nobody else gets to play it.
Pump and dump, as they say. But yes, it wasn't exactly clear where the prize money was coming from, what the arrangement was with the location, about whether a percentage of the take went towards the jackpot prize or not. But certainly you could look on the Scorebit website and you could see all the locations and what the current prize pot was standing at there. So it's a nice, it's a new thing, rather than winning badges and achievements in the app, you can actually win cold hard cash. So I like the sound of that. Hopefully that's something that will be repeated and also across more diverse locations than just across the US. So we'd like to be able to see that spread to Europe and to other parts of the world as well.
Right.
So, and also, of course, it'd be a big driver for Scorebit too. So let's hope that really takes off.
Yes. Okay. So I guess that rounds it up for Scorebit. Now there is one topic I was wondering about that you have been following, where I gave up a long time ago. That's the criminal trial of Deeproot founder Robert Mueller. Any news on that?
Yes. Well, last month we said that we thought there was a good chance that the criminal trial, which was due to start in April, would be delayed due to some the changes in the charges made by the Department of Justice. Well, that was approved, and now it's all been pushed back until August the 17th. So that's the court granted more time. Robert apparently rejected a plea arrangement offer to plead guilty to one count of wire fraud, which would have resulted in between 10 and 12 and a half years of jail time.
I can see why I would say I didn't do it.
Well, yes, although if he's convicted at trial of that same charge, the resulting sentence is likely to be between 27 and 34 years in jail. So I suppose it depends whether he fancies his chances at trial, whether he thinks he can convince a jury that he is innocent of the charges, which is a big gamble. But and also if he gets gets convicted there and gets the longer prison sentence, that would be less likely to be in a sort of a softer jail, rather than a camp. It might be in a more harsh environment. Anyway, there's a new plea deadline of the 24th of July. So if he wants to do a plea deal, then that has to be done by the 24th of July, after which the trial will go ahead, unless it's delayed again for some other reason.
I have a feeling it will be delayed again.
I don't know why you would imagine that, but so anyway,
just something I sense it in thin air.
Okay. Well, at the moment, okay, put it in your diary. August the 17th is when the trial is due to start at the present time. Wow. So that's where we are at the moment with the Robert Mueller criminal charge.
Right. Okay. Then, well, we have some news. We already mentioned the first Austrian Pinball Festival to take place in Vöcklabruck, Austria. And you might think, where have I heard that before? Well, last year, same venue, same organizer, European Pinball Championship in Vöcklabruck. Yeah. So that's why it sounds familiar. But now, as it's no longer the European Pinball Championship, it's the first Austrian Pinball Festival.
Yeah, the European Pinball Festival, or European Championship, I should say, was so successful that organizer Stefan Riedler of RS Pinball in Austria decided that it was worth carrying on with rather than just being a one-off event. So yes, he booked the same ice rink venue, which closes down in March, I think, and through till about October, and they sort of drain all the ice and turn it into a sort of regular conferencing area. And he's decided to do that, and he's basically it's not going to be as big as the EPC was, because that was an extra special event with a lot more guests from across the world coming to play in the tournaments. But it's still going to be a large event with over 200 machines set up for people to play. Big tournament area again with main and classic, as well as Jersey Jack Pinball and a bunch of special guests as well. And included in that, I'll be there to report and stream the talks given by those guests. Last year we did them all, the seminars, the talks were done in a little side room, which was a little hard to find and a little crowded at times. This year, Stefan wants to move everything onto the main stage, so we're going to be a little bit of a challenge to get everything set up, get all the streaming and the cameras and the sound and the projector, the screen and the presentation feed all hooked up in a very short amount of time, but we'll do the best we can. So check out the Pinball News Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Pinball News, and where the streams, if they happen, which I hope they will be appearing, and of course they'll be on YouTube as well, and in the Pinball News review and report of the show after the event. I don't think I'll be able to write it while I'm there, because I'll be a bit busy. But
right, okay.
It's looking like an exciting show, and it starts on Wednesday, I think it's the 12th. It is. I think.
Yeah, that was the only evening that I was available, but I'm not going to Austria for just one night.
Oh,
so
well,
I will not be there. But you mentioned special guests.
13th, sorry, my mistake. Yeah.
Yes. So you mentioned special guests. Who are these special guests that you're referring to?
Well, I know Mr. Eric Meunier is going to be there as one. I think David Van Ness is coming over as well, from Barrels of Fun, so he'll be there too. Trying to remember who else is on the list of special guests.
I'm counting on a recipe from Eric Meunier then on you.
That would certainly be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get something recorded. Certainly last year we had, who was it? Pinball Profile, Jeff Teolis.
Yeah, Jeff Teolis, yes.
Yeah. Yes, he did a nice What's Cooking segment with us, and as you may guess, I'm actually kind of filling for time at the moment while I look up the list of exactly who is going to be there. Oh yeah, Leo from The Art of Pinball is going to be there, and of course Melvin from American Pinball. Melvin Brow Williams is going to be there too, and Aaron Davis as well from Fast Pinball. Wow, yeah, quite the guest list, eh? And some guy called Martin Aird from Pinball News. Nobody knows who he is.
I heard bad stories about him.
Yeah, well, we can skip that. And Hexa Pinball are going to be there as well. So hopefully with Three Musketeers.
So maybe we could get a French recipe as well.
What was that? Yeah, probably not anymore. But yeah, okay, we can give it a go. Yes, so what we can get. And so that's the very first Austrian Pinball Festival coming up the 13th to the 17th of this month, May.
Excellent. So, well, if you happen to talk to the Hexa Pinball guys, maybe you can get a recipe on how to dip your croissant in the butter.
I see. I'm sure they won't take any offence to that whatsoever. Good.
It's all in bad taste but good intentions.
Yes. Okay. Well, time to take the tone down a little bit, I'm afraid, because I have to some sad news to report, and that is the passing of Dan Fonts. You may not know Dan, or you may. He was a talented artist in the Bay Area, San Francisco area, and a big supporter of the Pacific Pinball Museum. He did some of the huge murals that they hung at the museum and also at the Pinball Pacific Expo shows. He was also a big a big advocate, I should say, for public art as well, helping to campaign and restore paintings in public spaces around the city. So really sad to see him go. Our thoughts go out to his devoted partner Julie, and his many friends in both the pinball and the artists communities around the Bay Area. So thanks for everything, Dan. I had a good fortune to visit him and Julie's house when I was over there a few years back, and had a lovely home, and he was really generous and fun guy. So our thoughts are with you, with everyone over there, and thanks for everything you did for pinball and for art, Dan. So, and on that, we better move on to some more uplifting news, and this time a new product from our friends at PinSound.
Yes, I came across a new version of the Rocket CPU. And if you're not familiar with what the Rocket CPU is, it's designed to replace the CPU in Sega and Stern White Star pinball machines. The board set White Star was used by both brands, and Stern used it up to, I think, from the top of my head, I'd say 2006, 7, something like that.
Yeah, when they
and then
and
then it was So anyway, so the new board replaces the original CPU with natively integrating the power of the PinSound audio engine, bringing modern reliability and high fidelity sound to the White Star platform in a single streamlined package.
Right, so you get a new CPU and you get PinSound audio built in.
Yes.
Nice.
So, and with this Rocket CPU White Star, you can also unlock the compatibility with Sonata SPK speakers, allowing you to upgrade your machine's acoustics even further. So that basically means replacing your speakers for more expensive ones.
Yeah.
But then you get better sound, yes, because obviously using a PinSound board, you already get better sound. But if you have crappy speakers, and we know Sega speakers aren't really known for their high fidelity quality, so you'll be upgrading your game anyway. Then you might as well throw in a few extra bucks. Additionally, the Rocket CPU White Star lets you install headphones or the Headphone Station Ultra. This allows for convenient control over your machine, giving you the ability to adjust volume, mute, or switch between different sound packs directly from the front of the cabinet.
Cool. Okay.
So, I just figured, I came across it and I figured, well,
it's always that, so it's good.
Yeah. And Nicholas is always fun to run into at shows in France or in the US. So he's also very supportive of us. He encourages everybody to keep listening to our podcast, even though you're already sick of it after 2 minutes.
Well, yes, thank you for hanging around this long, everyone. Sticking it out with this duration, even though it's quite a short one this month. But
well, thankfully.
Yeah, so, in fact, I think that's it, isn't it?
It is.
It is.
We'll be back. What?
Yes.
We will be back. We will be back at the start of June with our next episode of our Pinball Industry News reports, looking back at the events in the pinball industry throughout this exciting month of May. Yeah. So until then, from me, Jonathan Hewson of Pinball Magazine.
And me, Martin Eber, Pinball News. We hope you have a truly marvellous May, and we look forward to joining you again at the start of next month for the next exciting edition of the Pinball Industry News PINcast. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.